Hey y'all, it's Melon. Pardon me for looking a little messy, but I just did a moving meditation session, which is really helpful for your mind-body connection. It's a great practice to do if you're someone like me. I'm pregnant, I'm in recovery, I'm really focused on self-care. I am also really excited because now that I'm feeling a little bit more in tune with myself, a little bit more relaxed, I recently got a new charm casting kit and I'm excited to unbox it and try it out and check in on my current energy and see what we get. So feel free to like and subscribe and follow along and see how it goes. Thanks. All right, here we go. The Witch of the Forest Charm Casting. Decode magical symbols to reveal your destiny. It includes a casting board, 24 card charms, a guidebook, and a bag. This is a little preview on what it looks like. It says, a centuries-old divination tool. Charm casting can help you gain insight on life's burning questions. Cast your charms and interpret where they fall with guidance from the Witch of the Forest. And again, includes what it contains and an example of what the charms look like and the mat looks like. I just got this from Amazon. Let's open it up. Welcome to your magical journey of self-discovery. The charms within will help you tap into your intuition. Let their wisdom support you as you seek the best path forward in your life. So I love divination tools. Sometimes I just open up my Bible and see what passage I land on, or a random book, or my tarot cards. But it's all about connecting with the symbolism and feeling your intuition or your interpretation of what it all means to you in that moment. Some people believe you're connecting with source, your higher self, the universe. I definitely like the route of connecting more deeply with your own inner psyche. Here's our guidebook. It says Charm Casting, How to Create Your Own Readings. It gives an outline of all of the different charms that are included and an introduction to charm casting and how you actually get started and use the board. So we'll give a quick preview of that information. So we're starting with an introduction to charm casting. It's a form of divination, and I like that it gives the information that the practice originates from osteomancy, which is an ancient form of divination where animal bones were thrown into the ground and messages were derived from the positions of the bones. So sometimes you might also see people who spill ink, or really you can use any object and interpret the symbolism, especially if you have objects in your life that have their own special meaning or purposes. This says it could include natural items like wood, crystals, stones, trinkets. I have a bag of just like random small little jewelry charms I use that I got from Amazon before too, that I would just, pull a few at a time. And then I love taking a picture and submitting it to a chatbot AI and saying, how would you interpret these charms? What are the symbolic meaning of these charms? So I like that this book is going to give me a guide for, I think, like the Wicca version of the most common meanings of some of these symbols. It also gives me an idea before I get started that I should cleanse my set so there's no unwanted energy attached that will interfere with our reading. It says we can use any cleansing method that feels right. So I'm someone that likes to use sage. I have homegrown sage. I also have a dried sage that my grandmother has grown. It also says we could just use sound cleansing. So for example, taking a meditation bell and ringing it over it 3 times. Really, this is all about just setting your intention of what you want to connect with and what you don't want to connect with. So for me, I would like to connect to any source that has my highest good in mind and reject anything that would be negative or distracting or toxic to my well-being. It is not welcome here. It's not welcome in my box set. I only want truth and clarity and support. It provides a little bit more information on how to actually use the casting board and the charms once we pull out a handful and toss them out on the board. So once I get a chance to actually cleanse my set, we'll do that next. All right, so I don't really feel like I'm in a position to light a fire right now, so we're going to go with sound cleansing. I have my meditation bowl. I also have this, which I don't know, the name of it is kind of slipping my mind. If I can remember, I'll add that in the caption, but it is also for sound healing. So really what I would recommend, first, just find sounds that feel good to you. I'm going to play around with this one on my mallet a little bit, and then once I ring the bell, I want to listen to it ring all the way through until it's quiet. My dog's coming over, he's interested. Okay, goodbye. With this bell, I cleanse any negative or unwanted energy and invite only energy that's interested in supporting my highest good. While we're at it, you can deeply breathe in, hold, and let it out. All right, so we've got our board here, and we also have our charms. You can get an idea of the different areas of life that are listed on the board. And once we pull out the charms and toss them, this book gives us an idea of how to interpret the meaning. First, of course, you trust your own intuition, but it also gives some guidance, like if it falls outside of the boundary, we typically won't count that. If it falls upside down, it might have less of an impact on your life, or you could just disregard them altogether. If charms fall on top of each other, it's a sign that the meaning of the charms are interconnected, so you interpret them together. And if a charm falls on a line between two different areas, it could have an impact on both aspects of your life. The rest of the book gives you an idea of the specific meaning behind the different charms. I'm going to start with setting my intention, which is really just to read the current energy of my life and what my guides want me to know that is relevant for me and my highest good. And obviously information that we're comfortable sharing with you all. So I'm going to shake up my charms, probably mix them up a little bit. We could toss out all of them. We could just grab a handful. I'm just going to grab like a nice comfortable pitch, shake them up, toss them out. Okay, I accidentally dropped these few. I could redo it, or I could just take what the board gives me. I'm going to start with taking what the board gives me. Keep it easy, right? So we've got mushrooms on career and work. We've got rose on support. And maybe this is a cloud on spirit. I think those fell pretty cleanly. Everything else was outside of the board, so let's get an idea of what it means. All right, so we're going to start with the mushroom. It says, mushrooms can grow in many different conditions, even those less agreeable. Like mushrooms, you too can thrive in challenging situations, and you have the capability and resilience to bounce back after setbacks and challenges. It's worth remembering that even if these situations make you feel uncomfortable or out of your depth, a great deal of personal growth occurs when we're pushed out of our comfort zone. And for me, I have a few things going on. First, I thought I was going to be given a job offer that didn't exactly pan out the way that I expected. My job position, once I go on leave and come back to work, is absolutely going to be a different story, a different situation, although I'll be with the same company at least. So I'm going to just have to go with the flow and make the most of it. I also have my own personal career goals that I'm hoping to nourish and not give up on. So I'm going to have to continue to push myself and maybe try and do things that are outside of the box or outside of the norm or what I've been used to and comfortable with recently. It's especially going to be challenging to navigate all of that with a newborn baby. So that's how I would interpret the mushroom for my life in that category. Now let's go to the rose for support. Okay, it says flower. Flowers in spiritual terms represent joy. The flower charm is a sign for you to devote more time to things that bring you pleasure. It's easy to get so wrapped up in the ups and downs of daily life that you forget to do the things that bring you joy. This can contribute to poor mental health. Start by incorporating something that makes you happy into your daily routine, even if it's something small. I love that. That is so funny because part of my support and accountability has been doing these daily vlogs and videos and giving myself something to look forward to, planning activities with my husband. And I think it's also particularly apparent that I've been really on the fence, but considering going to some kind of group support meeting like Emotions Anonymous or NA or something like that, because I really think that it's important to have a community around you of people that are like-minded and going through something similar, but are maybe one step ahead and can give you guidance or advice or just perspective along the way. And that I'd really like to build and seek community in that way. I think that will help, make my life more interesting and exciting and fun, and maybe give me purpose if I can offer that support back to somebody else new one day. Lastly, we're going to do this cloud for spirit. Okay, so this is interpreted as the air sign. The air sign charm is a reminder of the need to communicate more effectively with the people in your life, particularly if you don't find it easy to express yourself. Articulating your thoughts and feelings more clearly to others will reduce any chance of confusion or misunderstanding in the things that you say. This in turn will help you create stronger bonds with the people around you as they know where they stand with you. That is really interesting. One, I feel like if you looked up other, metaphysical type of meanings behind this, you probably could interpret it a lot of different ways, but this is something that's personally relevant for my life right now as I'm on a spiritual journey. I have been working to honor myself, my needs, my thoughts, my feelings. I've been going through couples therapy as a way of being able to learn how to effectively communicate my needs, my boundaries, my perspective in a way that respects me and respects others and clearly gets my point across and strengthens our bond. That's something that I've been particularly working on as I'm on this journey. It's important that I stand true to myself, but also figure out how to collaborate and work in a partnership. I think that also when it comes to my spirit, I think about just what's important to me in life and my personal goals and what actually would make me feel joy or make me feel happy, and honoring those things in all situations when it comes to connecting with my family or connecting with my work or supporting others in their journey. I think this is just super relevant. I mean, even as I'm working through making this video, my husband is texting me about an issue that his friend is having that I feel like this advice would be really helpful for them to just be able to clearly, effectively communicate their thoughts and feelings so that they're on the same page with the issue that they're having. So it's really interesting to just take a minute to interpret this. I want to thank my higher self and my guides for providing me this reading and this opportunity to share this reading and this tool with everyone that's going to see this video. I think it was helpful for me. I hope that it was interesting to some of you as well. And maybe in the future I'll have more opportunities to bring out tools like this and share what's going on in my life, or even help others if you're interested in getting a reading yourself. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, I couldn't help but add this bonus. I'd gotten the leaf on Trust Your Intuition and the butterfly on Embrace. They were smack right in the middle. I had picked up the rest of the charms that I dropped and shook them up and dropped them again just to see if something would actually land on the board right side up, and these did. they were a little bit more personal to me, but that's what I wanted and to share. First, the leaf says it's associated with hope. We all need to have hope in life as it contributes to our sense of well-being and motivates positive action. It's a sign to have hope in whatever situation you find yourself in. It's not the belief that everything will work out, but is a mindset you must foster in order to achieve your goals. You must be proactive in cultivating hope. One place to start is being grateful for the small things that matter to you in your life. And the hope is landing on trust your intuition. My intuition was to toss these charms again. I also want to have faith in myself that I am someone that generally is hopeful and positive and forward thinking, and need to continue to believe in myself as I move forward, that if I'm trying to chase what feels right for me, then that is the right choice. It is what's right for me. I don't have to second guess or doubt myself. For embrace the butterfly, it represents personal growth, which says it's a time to understand who you are on a deeper level so you can identify the parts of yourself that you wish to change. This could be your behavior, your attitudes, or your beliefs. Finding out the aspects of your life you wish to work on will show you where you need to push yourself in order to reach your highest potential and achieve your goals. And this, I think, is important for me to embrace the fact that while I'm on a personal growth journey, and I could be proud and excited and positive about that, I do need to make sure that I'm not just getting complacent or content or keeping it on the surface level, that I've got to continue to go deep, push myself a little bit more deeply. You know, I said I was in couples therapy, but I need to probably continue with something that's going to be personalized for my journey, whether that's the group support group or one-on-one support that I'm receiving, or getting back into my self-help books or something. I mean, I have a lot of like deep-rooted issues, so to speak, that aren't just going to go away because I'm in a good place and I'm feeling really positive and hopeful right now. You know, like this is something that I want to be long-lasting and sustainable, so I've got to view the work of self-development as an ongoing process. Hope you thought that was interesting. Thanks again for joining. If you want to follow the rest of my journey on recovery and through my pregnancy, I only have like a month left to go, and then there'll be a baby here too. Please follow along and subscribe. See you next time. Thanks.